During a year-end review, a bank auditor uncovers mishandled funds at a bank. He asks you to help him by creating a database and entering the affected customers, compromised accounts, and the involved branches. You use Access to assist the bank auditor as he investigates the mishandled funds. In a database, you create a table to store data about the involved branches. When you click to Add and select a data type, Access changes the field name to Field 1. Field 1 is automatically selected to make it easier to change its name. A list of data types displays so that you can select the data type for the next column. Press Tab to move to the next field so that you can enter data. Access automatically assigns the ID field for each new record. Entering field names, data types, and data directly in Datasheet View is a simplified way to create a table initially. After examining the table you created, you realize that modifications need to be made, so you switch from Datasheet View to Design View. Design View displays the field name for each of the 4 fields along with their corresponding data types. The branch ID field is a unique identifier, making the ID field redundant. You delete the ID field. Access responds with a warning that you are about to permanently delete a field and a second warning that the field is a primary key. You delete the field because you will set the branch ID field as the primary key. You set branch ID as the primary key because it is a unique identifier for each record in the table. You need to modify the table design further to comply with the bank auditor's specifications. The field size property determines the amount of storage space that Access reserves for the field. Reserving extraneous space for fields makes the database larger. A caption provides a more descriptive field name. It will display as the column heading in Datasheet View. You add a caption that places a space between the words branch and ID so that it's easier to read. You continue to modify the table fields to meet the auditor's specifications in Design View. The auditor asks you to modify the table by adding a date field using Design View. You add a new date field to the table and name it Start Date. You select the date-time data type for the new field because it is a date field. You add the description, "This is the date the manager started working at this location," to clarify the purpose of the field. Changing a format changes the way a field is displayed or printed, but does not affect the stored value. Adding the caption, "Manager's Start Date," also makes it easier to understand the purpose of the field. A warning dialog box opens to indicate that some data may be lost because the sizes of some fields were shortened. You can click Yes to continue because you know that the existing and anticipated data are no longer than the new field sizes. To add data to the table, you switch to Datasheet View. Before you add data, you resize the table's columns. Double-clicking the border between columns will shrink or expand the columns so they are the best fit for the field name. You can enter dates by using the date picker or by typing them directly into the Start Date field. You created a table in a new database that stores data about the bank branches. You created and modified the fields for the table and entered data in the datasheet.